Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So today I'm going to be reading chapter 2 of this book, and I'm going to only be reading chapter 2, and also if you guys haven't seen the chapter 1 that we read together, that I read to you guys, and also the breakdown version of chapter 1, then check it out in the link in the description. So we're going to be reading chapter 2 of The Truth of the Unknown Interpreter. If you guys haven't bought yourself a book yet, it's going to be in the link in the description. Or you guys can go to my YouTube page and you guys can go to the About link, and then you guys can see the book link. You click that and you can get your own very first copy of the book. Yeah. So when you guys get the book, make sure you guys share it to your friends and family, and also post it on your Instagram and tag me on it, or also on your Twitter. If you got on Twitter, tag me on Twitter, which is @PaulEverMooney, and just tweet it out, and then we share it with friends and family. And yeah. So without further ado, let's get straight into the book, and we're gonna get to chapter 2. So, chapter 2, the passing of Becky Malone. 1 week later, on a Sunday morning, it was a cold, gloomy, sorrow day in the middle of December, just a couple of days after Christmas. Hundreds, if not thousands of families, police officers, hounds, and so much more law enforcement searched and searched until the point where the case had to give up and stay a mystery. Becky Malone's family had a funeral and Henry had attended. A few hours go by, and in the distance, Henry sees a mysterious-looking person. It seems to be a woman with a black cloak, with a black bowler hat, with a red feather on top, and was carrying a mysterious crow-headed cane. The person also happened to have a huge-sized vulture on the right shoulder, and it looked so fierce as it devoured its breakfast, which seemed like an opossum. The woman throws a smirk at Henry, then chuckles as the vague, mysterious woman vanishes on the horizon. There was also another shadow figure behind a tree, but it looked so peculiar, and it seemed that if the person was holding some sort of sickle, and it seemed something was impaled onto it. Once the funeral was over, and after everyone pays their respects to Becky Malone's casket, everyone goes to the parents of Becky's home for a gathering while share loving memories that each family member and friend had with Becky. Even Henry's family had attended the funeral and the house gathering. Becky's parents was one of the richest family in the small town of Fair Oaks. The Malones were so rich that they had their own funeral in their backyard with over 695 acres worth of land. It was so foggy and scary that people thought it was downright creepy, but they reluctantly wanted to go to the funeral at the same time because they felt bad for the death of Becky Malone. When school started the following week, Henry and his friends walked towards the gates of the school, but they stopped upon the parking lot in front of the school campus. There were still lots of CSI agents, some forensic scientists, sheriffs, canines, and hounds. Meanwhile, the whole city of Fair Oaks was trying to solve the mysterious, tragic incident of how Becky Malone disappeared on broad daylight. Day goes by, the parents start to see the results weren't progressing any faster. Luckily, the father, who knew almost all of the population in the state of Oregon, was able to get in touch with the best law enforcement in the state. The father's name was Clyde Malone. He owns the Portland Trail Blazers NBA basketball team, off of Nike, and is the chairman of T-Mobile headquarters. One of his good buddies was a detective, and they parted ways after college 20 years ago. But they still always kept in touch, as the retired detective William Henshaw Payne was sipping a martini while lying in the beautiful beach in the Maldives with his wife and children. He received a call from one of his best friends, Clyde. "Hey, William," Hey, William answers, while expressing condolences to Clive's daughter and how she was a beautiful, talented woman, who didn't have the right to die at such a young age. I know. Thanks, bro. Really appreciate it. Listen, I could really use your expertise. I know that you resigned and have a wonderful time with your wife and kids, but I could really use your help and for this one last final favor. After William packed his bags, him and his family rushed back home to help solve the investigation of the disappearance of Becky Malone. William Henshaw Payne was one of the top detectives around. He was an expert, which is why he was popular for his work. He grew up in the suburbs of Lake Oswego, Oregon, a son of a successful but corrupted Marines veteran. William was inspired by his father to study criminal justice, while also studying psychology and legal studies. Once William sees Henry all gloomy and hopes that his best friend, interpreter, would be found soon, he walks over to Henry and says, I will do everything in my power to help find your interpreter, wherever she is, but I cannot guarantee you that she's alive. Henry wipes his tears and bravely tries to continue onto his school day, while unenthusiastically tries to stick with his new weird interpreter that he never felt comfortable with. Janice was always weird, smelled weird, and whenever she smiled, and when you would look closely between her black and yellow teeth, you could almost see something crawling in there like a cricket or beetle. She also acted funky, always seemed like she was hiding something. Her eyes would always twitch every 2 minutes and it was the most disturbing figure ever. Yet, Jenny still always tried to become the better version of Becky. Not only does she try to be his interpreter, but also wanted to have a mutual relationship with him. Janice used to talk about how her husband died over a decade ago, but she prefers not to talk about it. One of Henry's best friends, Tristan, was the head leader of the group and is also a linebacker on the football team. Another one of Henry's best friends, Ben, is the battalion commander of the JROTC program, as well as the president of the Honor Society. Henry's third best friend, Elizabeth, is a soccer player, and Susan, the last of the friend group, is a cheerleader and also the volleyball captain. Every time when Henry has PE or PT for JROTC, the interpreter will always stay indoors. Henry thought it was shockingly peculiar that she could not be outside or even drink orange juice, considering the fact that it has vitamin C in it. When the last bell had rung, then the group of best friends started home. As they were walking home, they were talking and laughing, and then all of a sudden there was a huge shriek from one of the neighbors. Henry and his friends ran to see what was going on. That vile smell was almost similar to what Henry's current interpreter would smell sometimes, like something died or was spoiled and spilled all over her. Justin was daring Henry to go see what was in the dumpster, but the girls were trying to convince him not to do something that would make that dangerous, giving into the pressure. However, he slowly started to approach the dumpster while his heart was pumping rapidly. Henry stumbles upon 2 separate black bags and felt a very liquidy substance and saw that it was blood. His heart was beating rapidly. He reluctantly opened the bag and sees a torso with a decapitated head. Frightened by his findings, he jumps back and slams his head on the wall behind him. While uneasy from the pain, Henry's friends find the bag and open it. Now everyone sees the head of Becky Malone, along with the word swine carved on her forehead. Henry and his friends shriek and run home immediately to tell their parents what they saw. Chapter 3, The Rumor. So yeah, that was the entire Chapter 2 book. Surprisingly short. I thought I would go longer, but a lot had happened in this tiny chapter. So if you guys really want to get the book, check it out in the link in the description. You guys are gonna love what's gonna happen in Chapter 3. So that's pretty much it. I've just read Chapter 1, Chapter 2. I'm not gonna read any more chapters because I don't want to spoil you guys too much what's happening in the story. So yeah, make sure you guys check out the book in the link in the description, or go to Google and type The Truth of the Unknown Interpreter, or you could just search up my name and you'll find the book on Google, or go to the YouTube page about and then there'll be a book link, and you press the book and you should get your own very first book. So once this huge sickness goes away, then my books are gonna finally be in stores. So you will finally be able to get yourself a book in like Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, Target, your local universities too. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah, I can't wait for that. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this book. Make sure you guys give this video a huge like. Comment down below what you guys thought of chapter 2, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.